This is Glenn Pendlay with Muscle Driver USA, and this version of the Weightlifting Scoop is dedicated to what happened at Nationals. It was a damn good Nationals if you wanted to see good lifting and a lot of changes on the world team. A lot of people came and lifted excellent. Comeback by Chad Vaughn, big surprise in the super heavies. A lot of stuff to talk about. And I think we're going to do this kind of weight class by weight class.
Yeah, we're going to start out with the women, and then we're just going to go up the weight classes and talk a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, and we actually have Morghan King here, and she won the 48 kilo weight class for the women. Hi, Morghan.
Hello.
You got to talk closer to the mic than
I'm
that, Morghan.
sorry.
Come on now.
Okay.
We're broadcast professionals here.
All right.
Got to get this right.
I'm back.
This was your first national championships.
It was. And as a 48.
Yeah, and you cut a weight. So how was the experience of cutting 2 kilos in the day or two before the meet?
Well, never doing any sort of cutting. I kind of had to rely on my teammates to help me do it. And I learned a lot, actually, about myself and how bad I really wanted to compete in the 48s.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable were you the day before the meet?
I have never been so thirsty in my life.
How did you go? Because you were when we left on Wednesday, or excuse me, on Thursday morning, you were what, about 50?
Yeah.
50 kilos. So you have roughly 4.5 pounds to lose.
Yep.
How did you accomplish that?
Well, I started to cut down my water. I was drinking about 2 gallons for about 3 or 4 days straight. Then cut the water out, and then started eating chicken breast and veggies, very little. And then Friday was a little tough. I had to stop kind of eating around 3 o'clock on Friday.
You kind of had to stop eating.
I did stop eating. And then I proceeded to sit in the bath for 2 hours and watch the CrossFit games. Thank God they were on ESPN. It saved me.
And Travis got you some salt to sit in the salt bath?
Yeah, about 6 bottles of it. So
Basically, she was sitting in a hot salt bath, and when your body's submerged in water, it's 100% humidity, so your body releases water faster. So you start to sweat a lot faster, and so she had already been cutting. She had cleaned up her diet, got down to 50 by dieting 2 weeks before the meet, and then from there she had to cut 2 kilos in the bathtub. And since she had already been cutting a little bit, it was tough. But
yeah.
Well, how late at night? Because you weighed in at 8 a.m. and lifted at 10 a.m.
Yes.
So how late were you up getting to body weight?
Oh, I was probably up till maybe 11. It wasn't really that bad. I started cutting around 9 o'clock. So I think the hardest part was sitting in one place for 2 hours.
Yeah, it gets boring.
Yeah.
It gets boring.
Especially when you
at least
can't
you
move.
had the CrossFit games on.
Right.
So, what happened in the competition? Your version of the story, because you weren't on any list prior to this competition. I mean, you weren't anywhere near world team or anything like that, and so I think it was quite a surprise for other lifters and different people to see this girl nobody's ever seen at nationals before come out and win. Yeah. So, take us through it in your words.
I think the best part is that nobody expects anything from you. And so I knew coming out that my numbers were pretty strong. And I was a little worried about having to cut the weight and maybe losing strength. But after I weighed in, I got to eat and kind of regain a little bit of what I thought I lost. And I felt pretty good going into it. Warming up for the snatches, I felt great. It was getting to all the places that I wanted it to get. 71, I was a little excited.
Well, so you snatched 68 for your opener.
Right.
And 70 for your second.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the closest competition was who?
Kelly Williams snatched 68.
Yeah.
Kelly Williams snatched 68. So we went to 71 just because I think you're a better clean and jerker than she is, and I figured if we just had one more kilo of cushion, that would pretty much shut the door. So 71, what happened?
I think in my mind, I thought, 71, 2 pounds, I've got this. And I got a little overexcited, and I just kind of threw it behind me, let it get out in front.
Still, you were in the lead by 2 kilos
Mm-hmm.
going into the clean and jerk. And we had quite the little, I guess you'd say, strategy session looking up all the percentages and all the possibilities. And we were obviously looking not just to win, but to get on the world team. And the first goal, our first plan was to kind of go, 85, 88, 90. But we ended up opening at 86, which really isn't that far-fetched because you've done 92 in training. And you've been in training very, very consistent with 85 to 88,
Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up opening at 86 because I thought that was the weight that would be the minimum that could possibly get you on the world team. At the time, I was thinking, that wouldn't probably, but it at least had a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you proceeded to go out and miss it twice.
Yeah. I think.
What the hell happened?
Well, in warm-up, I didn't realize that I've never had to sit that long for clean and jerk. There was a lot of attempts before me. And so I didn't eat anything. I just kind of sat there, and I think it caught up to me. And I went out there the first time.
And do you remember me telling you to eat in between or after the snatch?
I did. I ate a fourth of a sandwich.
Yeah, that's not really fits my definition of eating.
Yeah. So I went out there. I had previously hit 83 in the back, and it was kind of a funky clean, kind of caught it on my neck. So I started to doubt myself. So at my first 86, I cleaned it and then proceeded to get nervous because I'm horrible at jerks and pushed it out in front of me.
That seems accurate.
Yep.
Based on what I saw.
Yeah.
Then the second, I really thought that was just an anomaly. Usually somebody misses their open, I'm instantly pretty damn nervous. But I really wasn't all that nervous because you cleaned it easily. You obviously were strong. And, you just didn't stick your head through. You
right.
bent back away from it when you jerked it.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, however, you managed somehow to miss the clean, which is ridiculous because you've cleaned 95 and you cleaned 95 fast, not like a huge struggle. And so that really surprised the crap out of me that you'd miss an 86 clean.
Yeah. It felt weird coming off the ground. And then it was forward, didn't get my arms around and just let go.
Yeah.
So at this point, she's already won the competition if she just makes this lift. Pretty much. I mean, you're forcing Kelly to make a huge jump if she makes this lift. So this is for the win, for the world team, for everything, basically. So,
yeah.
A little nervous at that point?
We were all getting a little nervous for you.
Yeah.
I was sitting there. I was yelling at the computer. I was pissed off. I was like, Morgan, you better fucking make this lift.
Yeah, I think every time I came back, I was like, I know I have this. This is a training make. I have this. And Dean actually came and gave me some words of encouragement. I won't tell you what he said. But I kind of just went out there and I was like, this is it. Like, I'm either somebody or nobody. So I think I kind of just muscled it out. And
Well, your third lift, when you made it, it looked like it should have been an opener.
Right.
I mean,
right.
It wasn't hard. It was a, matter of fact, I'm not going to say easy, but, just a normal lift.
Yeah.
And so the situation now, if anyone hasn't calculated this or whatever, Morghan won nationals on her first try, which is pretty unusual, to say the least. But she currently stands at number 7 on the world team list. There's still a couple of scenarios where she could get bumped off. There's some girls there's one girl that has the choice of which weight class she wants to go in, and if she decides to go into a heavier weight class.
Well, actually, after looking at that again, I think Jenny Arthur's 75 kilo total doesn't qualify her for world, so she has to go 69.
Okay,
So
well then
unless Ellen Kircher bumps her off, who is also 48 competing at the Junior Pan Ams, Morghan has made the world team.
Yeah, she competes Wednesday. And, what you did is a fair amount above her current PR, so that's kind of I'm not going to say it's only in theory. I mean, it could happen, but the likelihood, I think, is that you're on the team. So We'll have to wait till Wednesday afternoon to say for sure. But whichever way it goes, I mean, it's quite an accomplishment for your first nationals.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
So I have one question. You know, the last show we talked about, you know, whether or not you made sandwiches for Dean. So the real question now is, now that you are national champion,
The champ.
is Dean making you sandwiches?
I'm not sure if I trust him to make my sandwiches. I'm pretty picky.
Oh, you got me curious what his words of encouragement were. I wonder if it was like, I'll make you a sandwich if you do good in this last clean and jerk.
If he would have just said that earlier in the meet, she probably would have gone 6 for 6.
It was withholding something, but
Yeah. Bribing always does work for me, so.
But no, looking at it from an outsider's perspective, me and James, we were sitting there in the hotel room, and we were watching the live feed, and we're watching Morghan, and Mike Service was helping out with the commentary. And a couple things here. Nobody knows who Morghan is going into it, even people who are into weightlifting a lot. And actually, Hook Grip did a pick 'em, and every single person picked Kelly Williams to win the 48 because Morghan was listed as a 53 before the technical meeting. So it's kind of funny. She really screwed up everyone's pick 'em. And so Kelly missed her opener at 68, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And Morghan hadn't opened yet, and she opens at 68, and before she takes the attempt, everyone's like, I've never heard of her. This is her first national competition. You know, I think she might be opening too high. She goes out there and makes her first 2 snatches real easy. Ends out winning the snatch by 2 kilos. And then same thing in the clean and jerk. She misses her first 2 attempts. They're like, she's opening too high. What is Glenn Pendlay doing over there with that beard? His beard got in the way. He couldn't see the numbers right. And no, she ends up making it on her third real easy. And it really surprised everyone because Kelly hasn't been pushing a while in the 48. So, you know, at the American Open, she might come out swinging.
Be fun.
Well, historically, somebody that's newer to the sport should improve faster than someone who's been on top for, you know, ages and still been doing basically the same numbers. So, I mean, I like your chances.
Hopefully.
I like your chances. Kelly's a really, really nice girl, and she's a heck of a lifter. But, you know, I like your chances in the future, that's for sure. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
And she got 4th in the Sinclair. We're just going to browse through a couple of these weight classes, maybe talk about a couple things. But in the 53s, Jaquie Payne got first, and that was kind of a surprise because Brianne Bassler, Brianne Havard, she just got married, was kind of expected to win. And then Jody Vaughn was in that weight class as well, which all you guys know, Chad Vaughn, 2-time Olympian, that's his wife, and she herself is pretty accomplished. She's a national champ previously in the 48 and 53 weight class, and has made a couple world teams. So that was a battle. What did you think about that, Glenn?
You know, because that happened basically while you know, we were lifting. I didn't really get too involved. The one thing that I didn't really pay much attention at the time it was happening. The one thing I do remember, though, is that Payne girl can friggin' snatch.
She smashed on that 76.
Yeah, she's just smooth, just flat out good at the snatch. I mean, she impressed me a lot. I didn't really see her clean and jerks. But
she went 6 for 6 too, and those clean and jerks were good.
Wow.
Yeah, I just mainly noticed the snatching. I mean, she's a heck of a snatcher.
So, yeah, that was good. And then that actually put her on the world team. She passed Brianne at the time, but being that there was 5 weight classes to go, she didn't end up making the world team because Morghan and Jaquie passed Courtney Batchelor in the rankings. But then in the 58s, Courtney Batchelor came back. She made a few lifts and ended up passing both of them again with a 184 total. So I don't know what she's ranked on the world team now, but she significantly improved her total 6 kilos and did really well, especially in the snatch. She went 3 for 3 in the snatch and made 85. In the clean and jerk, she left a few kilos out there. She only made her opener at 99. And then Samantha Lauer gave us a scare. For those of you that have been following weightlifting for a while, she just recently got married, so that's Samantha Turnbull. And she went 6 for 6 and made 180. and narrowly missed knocking Morghan off the world team by like less than 1%, like 0.1% or something, from knocking Morghan off. So if she had done like a 181 or 182, she would have knocked Morghan off. And I don't even think she was thinking about the world team just because she was trying to hit a PR total. But a 180 for her, that was awesome. And then Stephanie Spencer got third at once with 170. The 63 weight class. So Jerilee Vega, she's kind of a famous weightlifter. She represented Puerto Rico in the 2008 Olympics. So that was interesting to see her competing at the U.S. Nationals. Did you see her lift?
Yeah, I saw her. I saw her snatches. I only saw one of her clean and jerks, but that girl can lift. She's very strong.
I think Glenn commented that he loved her hair.
No, I didn't say that, James. I'm not a huge fan of the spiked look for women.
Well, she came out with the mohawk, and you know what? I guess you can do whatever the hell you want if you're going to come out there and break American records. She snatched 95, and then she came out there and hit 121 on the clean and jerk, which broke Carissa Gump's clean and jerk record from the 2007 American Open. So that's been there for, I guess, almost 6 years now. Mm-hmm. So did you see that lift?
I did see that lift.
I mean, it was very smooth. She's got great technique. Jerilee, she's been an international weightlifter for a long time on it. Did well at the Olympics when she went. And 121 gave her a American record clean and jerk and total.
Yeah, that's a huge total and a huge accomplishment. I think there's a big question now, though, whether she's going to choose to represent the USA or not. So she definitely be on the world team if she chooses to go that route. She was questioned about it after nationals and said she wasn't sure. So we'll see what happens with her.
Yeah, I think she also got best female lifter.
Yes, she did.
Let's see. In the 69 weight class, we had Erin Wallace. She did 93 and 115. So she's a really good clean and jerker, and she's previously represented the U.S. as a 75 lifter at the World Championships, Pan Am Championships. She's kind of had some injuries, but she came back and smoked the competition. Second place got 195, so 208, 195. She had a lot of breathing room, and that was exciting to watch. In the 75 kilo weight class, Samantha Zimmerman took first with a 202 total. And she didn't snatch that well, but she's always been a great clean and jerker. So she went 1 for 3 in the snatch, and then the clean and jerk made 117. I mean, that's a pretty big clean and jerk, and she cleaned 120. So I don't know, what is the record in the 75s? Do you know, Glenn?
I am not aware of that.
But 120's got to be pretty close because, I'm honestly not sure. Maybe I think 126 is the record, or 127. So that would be interesting to see if she can improve that clean and jerk and get to that level. And Brianna Barnett got second. That's the niece of Wes Barnett, I think.
Yeah, they're related somehow, but I'm not 100% sure how. But she's been, I used to have a girl when they were young. Sammy Nichols used to compete against her, and they went back and forth for 4 or 5 years when she was a school age lifter. So I've seen her a lot at competition. She's always been a real good lifter, and she's got very nice technique and very, very nice approach to lifting to the platform. She's very composed and everything. So she's definitely a good lifter.
Yeah. I think the highlight on the women's side overall was Sarah Robles, though, in the supers.
155 on the clean and jerk.
That's huge.
That's not far away from Cheryl Hayworth's American record.
Right. Cheryl Hayworth's American record in the clean and jerk is 161, and I might add that Cheryl was one of the greatest weightlifters in the world ever, female weightlifters in the world ever. Multiple junior world champ, and so she breaks those records.
And a bronze at the Olympics.
Bronze at the Olympics, multiple junior world champ, bronze at the 2005 Worlds. Cheryl was the one.
She did that lifting while she was quite young too.
Yeah. So Sarah did a 275 kilo total, 120, 155. looked like she was good for more in the snatch. I mean, even in the clean and jerk, she looked like she was good for more. She just wanted to open, get that national championship out of the way. And, 275, that can medal at this year's Worlds. This is it's the year after the Olympics. I don't expect that the competition is going to be as high as at the Olympics. So, 275, 280, look for her to medal.
Yeah, that was definitely the performance of the women for sure. Very, very competitive on the world level. And she may be the next U.S. lifter to earn a medal in the international competition at the world or Olympic level. That would be. And she's had a good year. She won Pan Ams this year.
Yeah.
And so she hopefully it would be great to see an American lifter carry through and
won Pan Ams pretty easily at that. Just on her openers. So.
Right. Absolutely. Heck of a lifter.
So on the men's side, we got a couple of our good lifters in the lighter weight classes are going to the Junior Pan Ams. So I guess we're going to see what they're capable of. But Ryan Borges won the 56 kilo weight class with the 101 snatch, which is pretty good. Do you know what the record is right now? I think it's like 106.
That sounds right to me.
I can't be 100% sure, but it's within reason.
Yeah, he's close.
So he's going to be pushing. Is it Darren Barnes?
Daryl Barnes, I think.
Okay, well, Darren.
One of the Barnes brothers. That's 56.
Yeah, I can't. They have such similar names.
Darren and Daryl.
I feel bad not knowing, but anyways, 218 total. That's going to push him. And then the 62 weight class was pretty good. Derek Johnson made his. He cut weight back down to the 62s. He's been lifting as a 69 for like 3 years.
Yeah, that would have to be. It seems like that weight cut affects his clean and jerk a lot more than his snatch.
Yeah, he came out there. He opened a 117 easy on the snatch. Attempted the American record that has been held since 1998 in the snatch twice. Pretty close, 121, missed it. Ended out winning the championship, but he had a little scare because he missed his opener at 140 in the clean and jerk, and then made his opener. And then Sean Hutchinson had an opportunity to go for the win at 142. Cleaned the weight, missed the jerk. And then, but I think the highlight of the 62 was seeing Clarence Cummings. Kid's 13, total 227.
Yeah, he's an absolute freak. I think he's previously to this he had clean and jerked to 125, I believe. Mm-hmm. I've seen him lift a couple times. He came to the Grand Prix a couple years ago here at Muscle Driver.
Didn't he? I think he actually came to our tryout we had.
Yeah, he came to the tryout also. He's an absolute animal. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he lives in Savannah, so he's only 3 hours away from us. So, maybe as this kid gets older, he'll come up and start training with us a little bit once in a while. And 13, 227. He broke all the records in his age group. So
the only bad thing about him is he's so talented that football might take him away. But let's hope, if I don't know, something bad happens in football. Let's all hope for that, so he continues to do weightlifting, because he'll certainly be a superstar.
Yeah, 62 kilos. How 13 years old? Let's hope he stays light so he doesn't get involved in football.
Yeah, he should probably stop growing right now. Wonder if we figure out a way to stunt his growth.
This kid's going to be big. He's getting taller, and he's really growing into his body. I've seen this kid lift since he was 9 years old, because I'm from Georgia as well. And, so it's interesting to see him grow up. He looks so much different now. But he's always been an aggressive lifter who had a lot of fun lifting. But I guess the first weight class in the men that we had someone compete was the 69.
Yeah, and the 69s was probably on paper before the meet, the most stacked weight class, because you had Caleb Williams, who obviously is the American record holder in that weight class, and has totaled, I think, 294 in competition. But he's taken some time off to do a lot of CrossFit type stuff, and I think there was a definite question of whether he would come in with the ability to do the same kind of numbers as his previous records. I personally thought he'd probably be somewhere in the 280s. Sorry, I didn't give you enough credit, Caleb. But I was counting on a 280 something total and not above 290. And then you had Mike Zella, who was our teammate, and he'd put up a 289 training total. Of course, I was with straps, but I based on what he's done in practice, I had high hopes of him going above 280, so that kind of puts him right in the mix. And then there was Spencer Arnold from Texas. He's a member of Team Texas. I think Ursula handled him in the meet. He is the tallest 69 in the history of life on Earth. He's like 5'11" or 5'10" or something. I don't know. And he's a 69 kilo lifter, which, you would think. I mean, he probably, can't lift anything because he's insanely skinny and so tall. But, looks are deceiving. He's a very good lifter, and he's been improving a lot lately. He did, I think a 124 snatch, and a 155 clean and jerk. And, I didn't expect that. I mean, I really, really didn't expect that. He just has an amazing pull, I know. I mean, that kid can pull weights like crazy. And he's a nice guy, but there was another guy that I thought, I thought could be in the 280s maybe. He ended up totaling, I think, 270, 275, 274.
Who's that?
Spencer Arnold.
Spencer did 279.
279. Okay. Well, then I wasn't too far off. I said I thought he might be in the 80s. He was, he's a heck of a lifter. And then we had Jake Johnson coming back.
Yeah, so you had the senior American record holder, Caleb Williams, and the junior American record holder, Jake Johnson. He's been out of the game for a while, but he's been coming back. He actually cut a bunch of weight, and I didn't realize he cut as much weight as he did, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make a total.
Yeah, I think he had he just made his openers, he would have been right in the running.
It would have been in the mix, He would have got fourth with his openers, but, you're expecting to make more than your openers, of course, but it was still good to see him on the platform.
Yeah, even though he didn't total at this meet, I mean, I could certainly see him at the next meet being definitely in the mix for the top one or two spots. I mean, he's an extremely good lifter. And like Travis said, I mean, he really wasn't close with any of his attempts. I think what happened is he probably just cut too much weight too quick before the meet and just didn't have anything on competition day.
I couldn't believe that Caleb snatched 128 though. That's his best snatch ever, I think, and he's been doing a lot of CrossFit and stuff, and maybe it'll be interesting to see how his new training methods allow him to do in competition. Obviously, on this one, he did pretty good. He had a fluke miss on his opener on the clean and jerk, but still got up to 163 very easily. So I'll be interested to see how he does at Worlds. Yeah,
that'll be very interesting. But he's already surprised me as far as what he did on his, I guess you'd call it a comeback. So we'll see. But that kid is so freaking strong. He's just amazingly strong. And same thing I've said about a couple of the other guys. A heck of a nice guy. You couldn't ever expect to meet a nicer guy than Caleb Williams. So I have to be, even though he's competing against Mike, and obviously I'd prefer Mike wins everything, but Caleb Williams deserved to win this. Mike messed up. He didn't lift very good. Missed two snatches. Opened too light, and he opened lighter than I expected him to. Then made his opener, and then missed the next two at what I had thought originally would be his opener. So it's a good thing we moved the opener down because he wasn't warming up all that well. He just didn't have a good day. I don't know. He's trained pretty well up to the meet. Has hit, bigger numbers in training, up to the meet. So who knows? I mean, everybody has about, at the Arnold, Mike went 6 for 6 and had a tremendous day. And then at this meet, he goes 4 for 6 and just doesn't do the numbers we expected. So, anybody can have a good and a bad day, and he'll get back to training, and I'm sure be in the mix again next time.
Yeah, I mean, Mike tied his best competition lifts.
And he did get third. It's not like he just totally sucked,
Yeah, no, Mike did well. I'm going to say this, though. Spencer earned that second place. He went 6 for 6, so shout out to him. He made all his lifts. That's what you got to do. We talked about that previous. If you have a 6 for 6 day, you're going to put yourself in position to win.
Yeah, when we talked about leading up to this weight class, I think we all agreed it was who makes lifts. The guy that makes lifts is going to win, and you go 6 for 6, and that does well. If you go miss a couple lifts and end up down, a few kilos because of that, you're probably not going to win. So,
All right, so James Tatum.
Yep, 77.
That was an exciting class.
Yeah, I was. Truthfully, I wasn't looking forward to nationals. I felt like crap after Pan Ams. I was lifting terrible, and then when I got there, found out Chad Vaughn was competing, and kind of got me a little fired up. And then warm-ups went great, and I actually had a good meet. That was the best I've lifted since, I guess, 2 weeks before Pan Ams. So I was kind of pleased with how I did.
Yeah, and you were in kind of a funny situation, too, because you definitely had to chase Chad. I mean, Chad's a two-time Olympian. He's done a lot bigger numbers than you have. It was definitely kind of one of those things where you would have to really reach, to beat him. And but on the same time, behind you, you got Adam Baton.
Yeah.
Who, he's he hasn't beat you, beat him a couple times before. He's never beat you, but it's like you can't totally be focused on going after Chad. You've got to at least hit some weights to make sure that Adam Baton doesn't come up and get you from behind.
Yeah, and we're thinking about the world team total in there too, so. It
was a really weird situation as far as calling weights, but, you and Chad, I know Adam's probably not going to beat you on the snatch. So that was kind of,
He opened up at 25, I think, made 30, which I was really surprised, and then went to 34, which that would have been a really good snatch for him. I would have been surprised if he made it. He missed it, of course, but that was he had a good meet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, at the American Open, which you won, he did attempt a clean and jerk to beat you and missed it.
Oh no, that was not to beat me. That was for second.
Oh, for second. Okay.
Yeah, wasn't even close.
James, why'd you have to correct me on air? You could have just went with it. Nobody's going to go check.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess keeping me honest there. So you and Chad both opened at 35. You were the last two lifters. Everyone else had finished, and you both missed your opener.
Yep. I didn't see his miss, but my miss was I just made a stupid mistake. I felt strong. I got it overhead, but it was in the wrong spot. I was taking a few steps backwards, and it was either going to break my shoulder or walk off the platform and make it. So I decided to drop it.
He overpulled it. He was a little too excited.
You were too strong.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I don't know.
The beard was too long for 135. What'd you open him so low for?
Yeah, I don't know. That is the lowest we've opened in several meets. But again, that's because you haven't been training all that well. So we're trying to be conservative.
Yeah. So then I went out there again at 35 and made it easy.
And as did Chad.
Yeah.
And then Chad went 38. And to tell you the truth, James, if you would have just been totally whatever you want, I would have probably taken you to 38 or 39 just to beat him.
Oh yeah, no, 35 was too easy.
Yeah. Well, I asked James, I'm like, you want to go 38 or 39? Nope, 40.
Yeah.
So this is are you sure? He's like, yeah, 40. If you don't put in 40, there's going to be a problem. And so I put in 40 and he nailed it. He just nailed it. It was not that hard of a lift. He just murdered it.
So you beat a two-time Olympian on the snatch. How does that feel?
It feels good. I would rather just what's the best he's snatched? 51. I don't think I in my mind will think I beat him until I've snatched 52. So once we get there,
that's a reasonable way to look at it.
I think 50 as a 77 is his best snatch, but yeah.
51 might have been an 85, I guess. I've seen a video of him snatching 51. Either way.
No, you haven't. You're just confused.
I'm just, okay. Maybe that was.
I don't know. Whatever it is, the guy's got 50 plus or 50 or more. So Chad. He made two Olympic teams. He's a heck of a lifter. Obviously, he's not lifting at his best right now, but he's now he's 10-time national champion.
9. Yeah.
9?
Yep.
Are you sure it's not 10? I thought it was 9 before the competition.
No, they announced it at the competition. It's 9.
Well, there you go. Once again, somebody has to correct me. Nobody would have looked. I could have said that, and you guys could have just shut up, and I'd look smart.
10 sounds so cool. It's
you've got to do it well. So it's up to you to keep it from becoming 10.
Yeah, all right. That sounds good to me.
Do you have to become 10-time to be in the Hall of Fame?
Who's Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
Does weightlifting have a Hall of Fame?
We probably do. I don't know.
Have to look into it. But
I think if there is a weightlifting Hall of Fame, Chad Vaughn definitely will be in it as soon as he retires.
Yeah, that'll be neat.
I mean, seriously, can you think of who else is more deserving? Someone who's won nationals 9 times, he's made 2 Olympic teams. What more can you do? He's won gold medal at Pan Am's.
Yeah.
What more could you do? I mean, seriously, he's one of the best American lifters ever. So, of course, he'll probably be the first lifter to get inducted in the Hall of Fame when we finally get one, if we don't already. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But you beat him in the snatch. You can take that home, and then we go to the clean and jerk, and we open low.
Yeah, open low.
And I pretty much to kind of try to make sure you got a lift in and won. Then we open at 55. Then we jumped to 60. Which 55? Have you doubled 50? What's your best double?
I've doubled 50. I know I might have doubled 53. Well, that's the thing. Like in between Pan Am's and now,
You haven't done anything.
I've cleaned 55. Missed the jerk, and I cleaned 50 and had a press out on the jerk, so I was a little worried.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
so there was a reason to open light and get one in, and then you went to 60.
Yeah, no problem at 60.
60 was a great lift, and this is where a lot of people have made some weird comments and are a little confused. After that, you jumped to 71.
Well, Chad opened at 65, so he had placed a 303 total. James at this point has a 300 total. And then they make some jumps.
Yeah, so it was like, why the hell did you make that big jump?
It was either 64 or 71.
Yeah, I mean, well, after Chad made that 65, we would have had to go 65 or 66.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. In order to have any chance of the world team, you needed 311. And that took 71. And as it turned out, you actually wouldn't have made the team even with that 311. But at that time, before the other weight classes went, it looked like 311 would put you on the world team temporarily, and certainly that gives you a shot at it.
Yeah.
And, I asked James after he did the 60, I'm like, do you want to go 65 and try to win the meet, or 66 and try to win, or do you want to go for the world team? And he didn't even hesitate. He's like, world team. So,
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Yeah, so we gave
it's world team and gold, so might as well go for it.
Yeah. And, he tried it and he missed the clean. And, 71 would have been a PR clean, actually, right? No?
No.
God
in
damn
competition.
I'm like 0 for, okay, it's a competition PR clean.
When did you clean more than 70?
I've cleaned and jerked 71. I've cleaned 70. I've never jerked it. You guys don't even know my numbers. Come on.
I think you just said that wrong. So you've cleaned and jerked in training 70 and cleaned 171.
Yeah, sorry, that's right.
Okay.
And I do actually remember that now. So
yeah, so basically, I'm not stupid.
So I think
I'm
that
now
actually,
1 for 4.
So that actually probably played into the reason why you wanted to take 40 so adamantly as well.
Yeah, I mean, 38 that'd have been hard to come back to and get a good lift in.
So we did 71. That was why he wanted to make the world team. That's what we thought we needed. He missed it, and Chad Vaughn won. And Chad Vaughn actually didn't make another lift because he injured himself on his second clean and jerk.
I mean, who knew? And he was also taking that 172 to make the world team as well. That would have put him ranked on the world team at the time. So.
Yeah, so everybody was kind of going for that, and that made the attempts really strange. But that was the reason that Chad and James took those attempts. And I thought, it's James, his last 2 national meets. I mean, he took first at the American Open, had a great performance there, 6 for 6 performance, I think, right? Please tell me I'm right about that.
Yeah, you're
Jeez.
right about that.
And then goes, 4 for 6 at nationals here and gets second place to an excellent lifter. That's that. That was pretty much the only story in the 77s was the, Chad versus James and both of them trying to make the world team. And that's how it turned out.
So Glenn is very forgetful lately. Has Glenn called you, Morgan, has Glenn called you by a guy's name yet?
No, not by guy's name yet. Hopefully,
But
not ever.
Have I called you by the wrong girl's name?
I think you've called me Becca a couple times, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But it's all right. I respond.
You have an
to anything.
advantage because there's only 2 girls, so there's a chance that he's going to call you by the right name.
Yeah.
No, Neiman's here now, so.
I know.
Oh my gosh, 3.
Yeah.
You got a 33% chance.
Crap.
No, seriously, Travis brings that up because I have a weird inability to get people's names right, and it really doesn't matter how long I know them. I mean, I could know them for like 6 months or a year or whatever, and every once in a while I'll call them somebody else's name. It's definitely some sort of problem. It hasn't been diagnosed. I might have early onset Alzheimer's, or some other syndrome. I don't know what it is, but it's like today, Trevor was doing power snatches and doing really well. And so I got Josh to come down and film one of them. And I kept calling him Dean. I was like, Dean's over there doing snatches. And I'm like, no, I know Trevor. I know his name. I know Dean. I know his name. But I just do that, and it's really crazy. Like, I don't know whether to be really pissed at myself or just laugh it off. So I usually just laugh it off. But it's really annoying. It's annoying and embarrassing to me. But like I said, it's some sort of a mental deficiency. I just haven't quite figured it out yet. So let's talk about the 85s.
85s.
The Travis Cooper.
What do you how exciting were the 85s?
I think the 85s were a lot of fun to watch. I mean, there was a lot of people that were kind of surprised. Some people didn't show up, but it was still a big meet, and it was curious to see like who was going to win snatch and everything. So it was,
well, yeah, and like for me, knowing that Mike Nicoul had dropped, wasn't going to show up, which I found that out like the first day we were there. For me, the big, competition type thing was obviously Colin Burns. Colin Burns is just basically a badass. I mean, he basically probably, could fight like 6 people at once and knock them all out in 5 seconds.
I think he was on the U.S. judo team too.
Yeah, he was at the Olympic Training Center for 3 years as a judo guy. So he was quite good at judo. And he's explained it to me before. He said judo, a lot of the rules are changing. Or have been changed in judo to make it more spectator friendly, and those rules really do not play to his fighting style. And so that was a big reason why, he was doing really well with the rules. A lot of the things that he liked to do to score points are now don't score points or illegal or something. So, he kind of got screwed by the rules in judo, but he was at the Olympic Training Center for 3 years. So that makes me think obviously an Olympic hopeful and obviously very good. I mean, you're not going to be terrible and stay there for 3 years. So I don't know much about a judo career other than that. But he also looks like a badass. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, I think he's got the potential to have a pretty good beard. He had one down in Pan Am's when he was lifting down there.
Yeah.
So that's always a good sign.
Well, but he cut it off before nationals, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and so maybe that explains his bombing out.
Who knows?
Glenn, you're an asshole.
Well, I wanted to get Colin on because the big competition thing going in was Travis versus Colin. Now Travis has a higher total than Colin. He's always beat him when they've competed against each other. He's a much better clean and jerker. But Colin is close enough. He's just close enough that if Travis had a bad day and Colin came through with, a great day, like a 5 for 6, 6 for 6 type day, and Travis, had a bad day, that he could beat him. It's close enough that there's always a possibility there. But, like I said, Travis definitely, has a higher qualifying total, has consistently totaled higher, and et cetera, et cetera. So that was, basically Colin's going to have to out-snatch Travis by, 7-8 kilos.
And also, I mean, just going into the snatch, everyone's being really aggressive. My training has been really crappy in the snatch specifically leading up to the meet. So, like, I haven't even made my opener, and we were opening lighter than at Pan Am's. And it was scary. Like, all these guys are just, they're opening 40 and above, and it really surprised me. So, we opened at 43, and there was like 5 people still in the meet. I think that's like the most 85s I've ever seen at nationals lifting above those weights.
Yeah. So, and of course, Colin opened at 50. And so it's like when you have someone like that open 7 kilos ahead of you in a snatch, I mean, I don't care how many times you beat him. It has to send a little nervousness into you. So during the snatch, I mean, it was, Travis had to make some lifts or he'd, definitely be playing catch up. But, what happened, precisely the way I would have dreamed that it would happen. Colin, who is the main competition, opens, 7 kilos higher than Travis, but he goes out there and he makes his opener, and that's it. And Travis, who, like the only way Colin could have beat Travis was to get way ahead on the snatch, and because Travis definitely the better clean and jerker by far. And Travis made 3 attempts, and he went 43, 47, 48.
48.
43, 48, and 50. And you couldn't have scripted it any better because Travis he's never snatched 50 in competition. So that was one of the big goals he's had for a long time, just a personal goal, is to snatch 50 because he's been in the 40s, upper 40s lately, but he's attempted 50 or 51 a couple times in competition, 50 at the Arnold and 51 at Pan Am's and missed. And so that was a big deal for him to snatch 50. And what do you know? Probably the worst 2 or 3 weeks of training that he's had in quite a while leading up to the meet. He goes out there and makes his all-time PR competition snatch, which obviously meant that Colin Burns didn't have any lead whatsoever. And at that point, we started thinking, what's the minimum we have to lift in order to win? So it was a beautiful scenario going to the clean and jerk. Everyone, was behind us, except for Colin, and he was even. And then the clean and jerks, it was really, for me, I wasn't quite sure. I initially wanted to open at 75, 77 and then jump to, 82 and then do, whatever after that, just depending on the competition and whatnot. But Travis at first was pretty insistent that he wanted to open at 82 or 83. And so we kind of went back and forth as everyone else was lifting. Travis obviously was the heaviest clean and jerker in the group. And, at first we were thinking we'll just start where everyone else finishes, let everyone else get done with 3 attempts and then we'll open. Didn't exactly quite happen that day. Travis had a little change of heart, decided he wanted to open a little lighter and try to, ensure a gold medal, in the total. So that's what eventually happened,
Well, what I knew is that at that point I felt like my main competition was Michael Torito, who had snatched 146, so 4 kilos behind me. I felt like in my heart that his highest potential was 182 in the clean and jerk. So I wanted to open at 179 so that even if he made his highest potential clean and jerk 182, I would beat him. Yeah.
I knew that they were going to the goal was to attempt 86, but obviously that's very heavy for Torito. But long story short, we ended up opening, at 79. Travis smoked that one. Then you went 83.
Yeah, I went 83 because John McGovern ended up going 6 for 6, and he actually beat Torito. He did a 322 total and made 182. So we went 183 to win the gold because we'd already locked up the gold in the total. So I wanted to win the gold in the clean and jerk. And then we went 191 to try to hit a PR total, and at the time, I thought that beat Donovan Ford in the rankings. We were a little wrong on the math. He's ahead of me by 0.23%. That bastard. But
that 91, that was like the final straw, in like a perfect day. I mean, that's a PR clean and jerk snatch, PR clean and jerk total, PR clean and jerk, and it just PR clean and jerk, PR total, PR snatch. I get that right. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful day. I haven't seen Travis lift that good, before, and it was just an awesome day.
Well, being after that, the 3 weeks of training that really sucked, we opened really light because of that. And what do you know? You never know when you're going to hit those PRs. So it was a great experience. And
maybe you should start staying up late at night and coming in, dragging in the mornings to train, feeling like shit, and just see if we can recreate that again.
I don't think I want to do that. That doesn't work, Coach. The only reason I did so good is because all I did is I heard these stories about Wes Barnett, and it's like he goes in his hotel room and he lays under the covers for like 3 days straight. So I didn't even train the day before the meet. I just laid in my hotel room, sat under the covers, and just waited. And what do you know? It worked. So
Yeah. Well, that's definitely the best I've seen. The thing was, you didn't just make your best weights, but you did them well. I mean, you looked fast and crisp, and just looking, it was like, nothing. You didn't struggle with anything, and nothing was like off balance and barely made it. It was just like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the lifts yet, but I felt like my snatches were symmetrical, which all 3 weeks in training, I've been so exhausted that I've been twisting a lot, like things that I do when I'm tired. So I felt like I was symmetrical, hitting the right bottom position, all those good things. So definitely happy I went. To be honest with you, I've been trying to get out of this meet. But looking back, I mean, it was probably one of the best days of my life. So
yeah, it was. It's like a great day for me. Like when somebody lifts really well like that, and all the training and all of this and that and whatever pays off, and it's that really golden moment. I love that. It made the whole Travis. The lifting like that made the whole trip definitely worthwhile by itself. It was a wonderful moment. Who's next?
Morgan's getting jealous over there. You got to give her a compliment.
Yeah,
now.
what the heck?
Morgan, you got 3 gold medals.
Yeah.
And Travis only got 2.
That's a golden moment.
Well, I mean, the thing is with Travis, it's funny. It's dramatic in a different way.
That's true.
I mean, I have watched Travis lift from a distance for in quite a few years, and I've watched him up close since he's been on the team here for a year or so. And, kind of worked with him on some problems and technique things prior to that. And it's kind of like it's this long process of watching this kid, compete against like Matt Bruce or your other lifters, and watching him, progress and seeing his snatch technique finally get, really good. And it was always a little subpar before. And he, kind of clean and jerked out of proportion to his snatch, and just watching all these things happen over a period of years. And then finally seeing, everything kind of come together with that perfect day. So that's like a long build up and then like a dramatic moment. You, on the other hand, nobody knows who the hell you are. You barely even trained. You just got here.
Yeah.
And so, you come in and just shock everybody by.
Yeah.
Morgan hasn't been shy in reminding me that she won 3 gold medals and I only won 2 several times.
She's been pretty mouthy in training, and Dean has said basically, "Oh shit."
And James is over here like, "Hey, that was a 2-time Olympian I outsnatched, so screw you guys."
Yeah, no, I really want her to like ask Dean to go make her a sandwich. Like, I really want to hear that. I want to hear that. I want to like practice to get over, and it's like, Dean, can you go make me a sandwich?
No.
And in all
I'd
seriousness,
pay you $1 to do that.
I told
Sorry, you should get a shirt and give it to Dean that says "Make me a sandwich."
yeah, that'd be pretty.
Tom
funny.
might get jealous.
Tom, what?
With the
Dean
cool
makes Tom
t-shirt.
jealous, or what?
No, with a cool T-shirt.
Okay, I was getting a little confused. I was like, what's going on?
What's going on here?
Oh Lord.
Oh, that's funny.
No, but I told Glenn and James this, but actually the thing that wasn't perfect about the meet, the only thing that could have gone better is maybe I could have won gold in snatch. But I'm actually most proud of snatching 150 in competition for the first time, which is ironic because it's the one thing about the meet that could be considered imperfect about my performance. So,
Well, I mean, and in the last, 2 weeks, you were snatching, you would try 150 12 times?
well,
In
no, I
practice?
didn't.
You would be trying 140 12 times.
I couldn't even snatch 140 for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was, for me, I mean, that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
just to come after all that, I think I snatched 145 one time with straps though.
Yeah.
And, that was it. So,
It's definitely a big accomplishment.
anyway, so we're quickly, the 94 weight class, going in, it was between John North and Jared Fleming. John was hell-bent on making a world team, and so he opened really high and unfortunately was unable to post a snatch. So that left the door wide open for Jared Fleming. He totaled 337, just kind of took the weights he needed to win. And there was a good battle for second between Kyle Ernst and Frankie Murray. Frankie Murray edged Kyle Ernst out. And
Frankie Murray only weighed in at like 86.5.
I know, it's like I mean, I'm not complaining. That kid can lift, you know. I'm 1 kilo is nothing, so I'm surprised that he's lifting as a 94. I think his long-term plan is just to lift as a 94, fill out the weight class. But you know, he's gotten a lot better. I've been competing with him since he's always pushed me in the snatch a lot, even since we were juniors. So he can snatch.
Yeah, and Jared Fleming had the 166 American record attempt too, which
It
missed out
wasn't
on.
far off.
It was overhead.
It was overhead. He had locked arms for a minute there. You know?
John's now missed 166 behind at the American Open. Jared missed 166 behind here. I mean, you know, we're setting up an American Open that could be a lot of fun next year. So,
Absolutely. Somebody's going to break it. You know, somebody's going to break it here.
yeah, I mean, whether, you know, with Kendrick added a little bit of weight. You know, maybe even he can snatch 166. But obviously the snatchers in the weight class are John and Jared, and that'll be fun.
Yeah. I was giving Jared a little bit of crap before the meet because he clean and jerked 193 3 years ago at Junior Worlds on the team that I was a head coach of, and I still remember that lift. That was a ballsy lift. I mean, it really was, and it was very limit. You know, it was extremely difficult, and it was just one of those great lifts with someone just to the 100% of their ability, you know, every last kilo they can possibly lift, and they put it together and do a great lift. But in the meantime, I think then Jared was like snatching like 140 or something.
Well, he snatched 158, so he had total of 351 at that meet. But
Snatch.
that was a huge snatch for him too. So he had hit like PR snatch, PR clean and jerk, huge PR total.
Well, but he hasn't PR'd that clean and jerk in 3 years, and I mean he squats like 30 kilos more now or something like that. And so I was giving him a lot of crap before him and his dad actually before he competed about how gay that was that he hadn't PR'd his clean and jerk even though his squatted went up so much. And so he missed 90 on the clean and jerk, and then he went ahead and went for 95 to make that clean and jerk PR. And I don't know, you know, both of those lifts to me look like reasonable lifts, like you know, the clean wasn't that hard, blah blah blah. But
He already
just
won
missed
the
them
meet.
both.
He came, and
Yeah.
he'd already done what he wanted to do. So it's
And he was
kinda
already
hard
on the
to be
world
there
team.
mentally.
He was
He's
already on the world team.
Already on the world team. Already won gold. It's hard to hit a PR in that situation.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
Now the 105s and the 105 pluses lift together. Spencer Mormon, he's the highlight of the 105 category. 160 snatch. That was a PR. He's moved down a weight class. It's 3 kilo PR in competition, 2 or 3 at least, and that was a big lift. He wanted to make the world team. Was unable to make 196 on his the clean and jerk, but he cleaned it. And for Spence to miss a jerk, that's kind of unusual, but just the way he caught the clean was funny. And he just wasted his legs and wasn't able to make the world team. But he won. One other guy in the weight class surprised us, and it was Andrew Davis.
God, he's so tall and skinny, yet he's so freaking strong. That just pisses me off.
I mean, he can pull like crazy. This kid, I mean, he snatched 148 and then made a big jump because he realized, well, shit, I can make the world team too. And so he put on 155 and missed it behind. And then he cleaned 201 in the clean and jerks. He missed the jerk, but I mean, this kid's on the verge of doing something crazy, and he's only lifted for like 2 years. I mean, we got to recruit him.
Yeah, he's a nut. Like I said, I mean, you look at him, he's like 6'3" or 4. I don't know. He's tall. Maybe I'm exaggerating that a little. I don't know. He's taller than me. Let's put it that way. Anyone who's taller than me is tall. And so, you know, Travis is right. He does not look like he has enough muscle in his frame to clean 200 kilos. So basically, just the fact that he can be tall and skinny and have that big of a pull and that strong of legs just pisses me off.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like, what the heck are you doing?
Well, Kevin Cornell was also in the mix. He snatched 150 on his opener, missed 156 on his second because he perceived his highest clean and jerk being 200 at the meet. So he needed 156 to have a chance of bumping into David Garcia's 355. And he made 156 on his third attempt. However, got called for a press out.
He was a little upset about that.
Yeah, he was very upset. I think it totally changed his mentality going into clean and jerks. He wasn't mentally there. Kevin will bounce back from that. He's a good guy. Obviously, we like Kevin.
Yeah, that was one of the most. That was a real downer, like a disappointment and downer for me. Like to see Kevin bomb out because I know he can do those weights. I know he can do that in 190, and he figured out a way to miss it 3 times in a row, and it was a weight he could have done. And I knew that it looked to me and Travis, but it just looked like a little part of him kind of gave up when he after that snatch when he knew he didn't have a shot at the world team.
I mean, like John, he came there to make the world team. He was one track mind, and then when he missed that 156, I think 206 clean and jerk, it's not going to happen yet. 200 is possible. He's basically cleaned that weight a couple times, and 206 is just out of range. So just kind of gave up mentally, and unfortunately wasn't able to post a total. But the supers
were crazy.
Got Super Kane Wilkes.
Yeah, that kid's man. I mean, I've known him for a while because I've known his brother. Cord Wilkes, who competed against Caleb Ward all the time, a few number of years back. And he doesn't compete that often. He comes out of hiding once every couple of years and kicks everyone's ass. You forget about him because you don't see him all the time.
Talking about Kane or
yeah, Kane. And he's just freaking awesome.
He posted some videos leading up to the meet, and I saw him make a 210. But man, he went 6 for 6, and it was textbook. I mean,
178, 216.
176,
176,
6 for 6 performance. He beat Shane Mayer, and Shane Mayer's won the supers. Did he win it last year? Or I mean, Shane Mayer has been perceived as a top super basically for a couple years, and Cameron Swartz been in the mix. Cameron was unable to snatch. He only snatched 160. So that put him at a pretty disadvantageous position going into clean and jerk, so it was unlikely that he was going to be a factor. And Shane snatched 172, so he's only 4 kilos behind. But, I mean, Kane just didn't let up. He was pedal to the metal the whole time.
Yeah, I would have. You almost feel sorry for Mayer. And I don't feel sorry for him, but it's like, he was the top super. He made the Pan Am team. Expected, I think, to make the world team. And then, like I said, there were no misses, there were no bobbles, there was no anything. Every lift Kane made was rock solid.
Right now, Shane is ranked 8th on the world team.
Oh.
According to the numbers, I think. So he still made the world team. However, I know that he wanted to win that national championship.
Well, sure, yeah.
Because you don't even show up at nationals after being on the Pan Am team unless you're trying to win.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, it had to be not the greatest feeling for him. Because he lifted well. He didn't lift terribly, but it just it wasn't enough. And but congratulations to Kane. I mean, he is could definitely be the next big time super that's going to total 400 plus. And
yeah, we've been waiting on that since
exactly.
Casey retired. We had Shane and Casey for a long time. And those guys retired. Nobody's total 400 yet. So,
yeah, somebody's got to step up and do it. Who knows? Maybe 2 or 3 of them will step up and do it. I wouldn't count Cameron Swart out because he is strong as shit.
No.
So he always could, be the guy to really step through and make a big breakthrough in his total.
Now we were talking about the top guys, but obviously we have Tom in this weight class, and he did 140 on his opener. Missed 145, kind of a fluke miss on his second attempt. Made 145, and it looked like he could have easily made 150 after that. He was just kind of pissed off, so he finally put that emotion into the bar. And then the clean and jerk, he got called for a press out on the first one. It was close. I did see the press out. I was announcing for the, I was commentating on the webcast, so I was sitting right in front. It was a press out. Came back and made it easy. Waited for 200, and he just called it on his toes. But he did get 4th place, so congratulations to Tom in his first nationals.
It was good to place 4th. I mean, he didn't have a terrible meet. I mean, he didn't bomb out or anything, but a couple of national meets now. Tom really hasn't put up the total that he's capable of, and not even close. And he was capable of, I think, like a 355 total. And so to make 335, he's pretty disappointed. But his day will come. Tom's got the talent and strength and everything to be a good lifter. The lifts just have to get there.
And we did have Caleb in the 105s, and he snatched 140, clean jerked 180, but that doesn't tell the whole story. He jumped to 195 in the clean jerk, and he cleaned that weight, and that was a huge PR for Caleb. And he's been on the verge of cleaning 195, 200, I can't even tell you how many times this kid can clean. And so he finally made the 195 clean from the floor. I think that's the first time he's done it. It's definitely
that's
the first
a PR.
time in competition.
That's a PR.
So that's a PR. He failed to make the jerk, but, dude, you got to hit the PR clean first time a couple times. So, Caleb went out there. That was his best nationals performance thus far. I know that he ended out with the same total, but like I said, that doesn't tell the whole story. So he's on the verge of doing big things. So I think he ended out getting fourth as well, which it kind of sucks for Caleb and Tom to be right out of the medals, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I would say overall that was a heck of an exciting nationals. There was so much competition in so many weight classes. It was all exciting to watch. And to top it off, we got the top team award, first place for Muscle Driver and the men's team.
Yeah, buddy.
And James won best beard, and then Travis won best male lifter.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when I was lifting, and then they called me up there. So that's the first time that's ever happened. It's the first time I've ever won nationals. First time I've ever won best lifter award. I missed out winning best lifter at the American Open to John by like a half kilo or something stupid like that. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So whose trophy was bigger? Was it yours for best beard, or was it Travis's for best lifter?
I don't know where my trophy is. I didn't hear about this. I need to call them up.
What do you think the most prestigious title is? Best beard at nationals or best lifter at nationals?
You know what? Someone could have a epic beard and still do bad. So I
don't think that's possible.
I'm going to say best lifter. And now let me tell you this: Travis had a beard.
Yeah, Travis hadn't shaved for quite a while. He's got the beginnings of a beard. It's just starting to fill in enough to look good. So now, depending on how high his testosterone levels are right now, he's either going to go ahead and trim the neck, and go ahead and let it fill in and grow out a little bit where it's comfortable, or he's going to shave it off. So I don't know where his test levels are right now, but we'll see.
Well, actually, I was going to shave, and then James outsnatched Chad Vaughn, and I said, you know what, screw it, I'm keeping the beard.
There you go. Well, that was nationals in a nutshell. And we didn't even talk about the fact that it was held in a skating rink.
Well, the lifting was so good that it overshadowed that. There wasn't a lot of people in the crowd just because it was a very bizarre venue. But, another topic, another time. We're on a positive note today, and the lifting
I will
awesome.
end it, just for geeks out there that are weightlifting geeks, we'll end it with this. USA Weightlifting is horrible at getting results out. Getting the final weigh-in times, the final liftings, the final sessions, the results from the sessions, all of that stuff. They're horrible. Absolutely horrible at it. This competition, they were great. Once the technical
guy's
meeting,
named Phil Andrews.
Phil Andrews. Yes, I think Phil Andrews is the person there.
Yeah, awesome job by
whoever
him.
hired Phil Andrews should get a raise.
They already put out the world team rankings pre-Junior Pan Ams.
Every single nationals, everybody that didn't get to go to the technical meeting is running around. What's the new schedule? And nobody knows. It's not on that website. It's not on Facebook. It's not anywhere. And everybody is pissed off about it at the end of the meet. And people miss their weigh-ins and this and that. And you know what? About 5 minutes after the technical meeting got over, every coach and athlete involved got an email with the final schedule.
It was awesome. That guy's great. Seriously, give credit.
I wonder what he's making per year, Travis.
I don't know. He needs to get at least $1 an hour raise, though.
Yeah, at least. So, that guy, I think, in my opinion, he is like the new hire, star, rookie of the year, whatever you want to call him.
So we're starting a new trend. So if the passenger is ordering at a drive-thru, you got to go through the drive-thru in reverse. What do you guys think about that?
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah, we did that this morning.
Did you guys do that? Is that why the cops are after you? They came in this morning and said the cops were after him.
Yeah, we were breaking all the rules, So the thing is, I still get that rental car, and it's got this TV that shows the back, like when you back up, so you can watch yourself back up on TV. It's right in front of you, so you don't really have to look out the mirrors. So I just used that and went in there backwards, and Travis ordered his coffee and all that.
That's freaking awesome. I would have never thought about that.
It was pretty legit. The person at the counter was a little confused, but
Hey, we made their freaking day. They were laughing at us, and but no, that was pretty fun. So try it, take some pictures, tweet us with your pictures at W Lifting Scoop. Tweet us, have some fun. # watch my pelvis. # P squared, all that good stuff. Have some fun with us. Hopefully we can. We put out some fun stuff. We put out some serious stuff, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the podcast. Glenn, James, Morgan, you guys got anything?
No, I think I'm about done. I still can't get over that drive-through thing. I'm laughing about that on the inside.
So Morgan's Twitter, tweet her at King Morgan, and she spells her name a little funny, so spell your name.
It's Morghan. It's not Megan, it's Morgan. Oh,
Alrighty.
and also I out handstand walked both of you guys. Remember that?
I think I won.
Oh, you did.
I am sneaky like that.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan,
You're a
you
silent
gotta watch
ninja.
yourself. You're bragging about all this
I'm
shit
a little
lately.
competitive.
If you brag about something, you gotta be right.
All right, next time.
But you did get 3 gold medals, so congrats.
Thank you.
And thank you guys out there for listening.
Silver on the handstand walk, though.